Welcome to The Explainer. We've got something incredibly exciting and visually dynamic to dive into today. We're going to deconstruct a really gripping 40-second cinematic fitness script called The Architecture of Hypertrophy. Now, this is a production script built for an ultra-realistic short film. It's 8 scenes, and every single scene is exactly 5 seconds long. It's incredibly tight. But we aren't just looking at this from a filmmaker's perspective. We're actually going to uncover the true biological science of muscle growth that's hiding right inside its production notes and voiceovers.
Okay, let's dive into this. Right out of the gate, the script hits us with a fascinating central paradox that spans those first 2 scenes. On one hand, you've got the gym. It's this dark, sweaty, underground environment packed with heavy deadlifts, and that is where you break the muscle. But on the other hand, the actual building phase, well, as the script's voiceover so perfectly reveals, the building happens after. It literally happens while you're sleeping, while you're recovering, and essentially, while you're doing absolutely nothing.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to quickly cover 1. Breaking muscle in the gym. 2. The biology of hypertrophy. 3. The eccentric tension phase. 4. Destroying recovery with screen time. 5. Rebuilding with protein. And we'll wrap it all up with 6. Load, feed, recover, grow.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Breaking Muscle in the Gym, the paradox of the workout.
The script opens on an incredibly raw note in Scene 1. The voiceover simply says, you don't build muscle at the gym, you break it there. But the real magic is in the copy codes, the exact visual directions meant to set the emotional stage for this biological truth. We're talking about an ultra-realistic underground gym, dark, moody lighting, realistic shadows cutting right across the frame, anamorphic lens flares, a muscular athlete slowly wrapping their hands while heavy breathing echoes in the background. It perfectly establishes that muscle growth begins with this very calculated, very dramatic destruction.
Moving on to Section 2, the biology of hypertrophy, microscopic cinematic growth.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the script masterfully transitions from macro to micro. In Scene 3, we go straight from crashing barbells down to the cellular level. On one side, we've got the cold, hard biological events. Your brain sends signals, neurons fire, and microscopic muscle fibers stretch and contract under tension. But on the other side, we have the cinematic style used to show it all. It's this hyper-realistic biology visualization with dramatic scientific lighting. It's essentially taking human biology and presenting it with the absolute flair of a high-end sports science documentary.
Scene 4 then defines our core concept, hypertrophy. The script visualizes this specific biological process as a vibrant, red, glowing mTRC1 activation. The voiceover states it so plainly. Tension triggers growth. That's hypertrophy. This glowing cellular mechanism is the exact biological response to the mechanical tension we just saw. So the script is taking the invisible science of muscle growth and making it intensely, undeniably visible.
All right, Section 3, the eccentric tension phase, also known as the lowering phase.
Let's see how this builds in Scene 5. Because to get that red glowing mTORC1 activation, we need a very specific kind of tension, and the script gives it to us through the eccentric phase. As the voiceover points out, the lowering phase is where the real tension happens. The visual cue here is an athlete agonizingly struggling through a slow pull-up eccentric. We are meant to see intense muscle tension, realistic sweat, and dramatic gym lighting. This specific lowering motion, that is the true mechanical trigger for the hypertrophy we just defined.
Which brings us to Section 4, Destroying Recovery with Screen Time, the silent builder.
Scene 6 creates a massive, sudden shift in the atmosphere. We are completely pulled out of that dark, heavy gym and dropped into an emotional bedroom scene. The visual here is strikingly mundane, but honestly, it's incredibly destructive. It's an athlete scrolling their phone at 1 a.m. The realistic lighting of that glowing 1 a.m. clock creates a really stark thematic contrast with the intense workout footage we saw just a few seconds earlier.
One bad night of sleep destroys recovery. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the stark warning delivered by the voiceover. We established right at the start that the actual building of muscle happens while you're sleeping, not while you're in the gym. So if you're awake at 1 a.m. scrolling away in the blue light of your screen, well, all that mechanical tension, all that microscopic mTRC1 activation, it's completely wasted. The script is highlighting sleep as the ultimate, non-negotiable silent builder.
Next up, Section 5, Rebuilding with Protein, the Fuel for Growth.
Scene 7 shows us the exact nutritional fuel required to complete this recovery process. The script calls for a cinematic bodybuilding meal prep montage, complete with a dark fitness aesthetic.
We get these ultra-realistic close-ups of whole foods, chicken, eggs, and rice, all rendered with incredibly realistic textures. And the voiceover makes the biological requirement crystal clear here. Your muscles need protein to rebuild stronger. Basically, you absolutely have to feed the system you just broke down.
Finally, Section 6. Load, feed, recover, grow. The climax.
So, the crucial point is captured perfectly in Scene 8's powerful voiceover. Your muscles don't grow because they hurt, they grow because you recover. The script pairs this profound realization with an incredible visual of the athlete standing powerfully in the dark gym. The camera is directed to circle slowly, using dramatic shadows and ultra-realistic 4K resolution to create this highly emotional, motivational sports film ending.
And it all climaxes with a simple 4-step text overlay. Step 1, load the muscle with eccentric tension. Step 2, feed the muscle with protein. Step 3, recover through vital sleep. And finally, Step 4, grow. This right here is the absolute architectural blueprint of hypertrophy. These are the 4 ultimate pillars we've managed to uncover in a tight 40-second cinematic script.
Which leaves us with this final provocative question, straight from the source material's blueprint. Are you spending all your energy breaking your muscles in the gym and not nearly enough time allowing them to rebuild? Thank you so much for exploring this script with me today. Take a hard look at how you balance the gym and your recovery, and I'll see you in the next explainer.